up everyone! So today's movie I'm discussing on the channel is the new prison set drama from Kwedar called Sing Sing. The film is set at the Sing Sing Correctional Facility and is centered around a group of prisoners who take part in what's called the RTA program, which is Rehabilitation Through the Arts. One of the founders of this program is Divine G, who is a prisoner at Sing Sing. He's played by Colman Domingo. He is a talented actor, writer, and coach, and he helps to put on shows in the prison for the inmates with other inmates. And he's also trying to prove his innocence because he is in jail for a crime that he didn't commit. His parole is coming up, and he's hoping that some new evidence that's come to light will exonerate him. And in the meantime, the RTA program is putting on an original show called Breaking the Mummy's Code, which is a comedy about an Egyptian prince who travels through time to find his mummy. This play has a little bit of everything: gladiators, dance numbers, the Black Plague, even Freddy Krueger, yep. But as bonkers as this play sounds, it is based off a real production that the inmates of Sing Sing did put on in the past. And one thing that I was unaware of until the end of this film is that a lot of the actors in this film who are in the RTA program are actual former incarcerated prisoners who were in the RTA program, have since been released. And because of that, there is something quite special about the film Sing Sing. It's kind of got that Nomadland X factor because you've got real actors like Colman Domingo and Raci acting alongside people who have really gone through these experiences, like Frances McDormand did in Nomadland with the real-life nomads. The fact that this film has real former convicts playing themselves just illustrates how much heart this film has. It's a story about redemption, healing, and hope. I've heard such wonderful things about this film that it's been so high on my anticipation list for films that I'm dying to see since TIFF. And I'm not talking about TIFF 2024 that's just been, no, I'm talking about TIFF 2023 when it first premiered, which was over a year ago now. I've waited over a year to watch this film, okay, to see if this film was in fact the real deal. And I finally saw it a couple nights ago and wow. This really is such a beautiful, beautiful film. It's quiet, it's not at all flashy, it's exquisitely performed and shot. The cinematography, the score, the sound, the direction, I loved it all. As a drama kid myself, it really does tap into the whole idea of how the arts can save a person and how having a creative outlet to express yourselves can be a life raft. There was plenty of sobbing going out throughout my screening. Damn you, Colman Domingo, for making me cry multiple times. He brings so much gravitas to the role of Divine G, so much empathy, warmth, and compassion. But what do we expect? He's Colman freaking Domingo. For a film that's all about acting and using former inmates, I never really could see the acting. Nobody's performance in this was wooden, stiff, or forced. Everybody in this was so convincing, like they'd been in the entertainment industry acting all their lives. Maybe it's because they are kind of playing versions of themselves, but everybody in this felt very authentic, and it would not surprise me if the cast gets a SAG Ensemble nomination and could potentially even win it. Oh yeah, but we'll talk more about its awards chances later in the video. Great work from Raci, Sean San Jose, and Sean Dino Johnson, but the real standout supporting player of the cast has to be Clarence Maclin as Divine I. He's just got this natural intensity that you just can't teach. You either got it or you don't, and he's got it. But also his character definitely has the most material to work with throughout the story because Divine I is the newbie to the RTA program. At first, you can see his resistance to the exercises, the imaginative games that they play to warm up. Even when they're doing stage blocking for the actual show, you can tell this really has him on edge. But under the guidance of Divine G and the other players, we see those walls that he's built up start to come down and how the arts helps him to provide him with a sense of freedom. It's a very raw performance from Clarence Maclin, well done to him. I also really love the screenplay because the characters are written with nuance. There's some lovely subtext about the process of acting being like a metaphor for the penal system. With acting, the prisoners are told to trust the process, but how can anybody have faith in a system that's broken? But while the film does have its bleaker moments, it's never devoid of hope. Shall we talk about its Oscars chances? Could Sing Sing be the little A24 movie that could this year? I can see the Academy really responding to a film like Sing Sing. The Academy is made up of mostly actors and creatives, and this film is all about the joy, power, and necessity of the arts. This film is going to speak to a lot of them, if not most of them. It's a film that they can feel good about acknowledging. It's a drama, it's got plenty of emotion, but it also ends on an uplifting note. It's an issue movie which has something to say about the penal system and how it's flawed. It's literally actually got people who turned their lives around starring in it. It's a film that makes you weep, but also makes you feel good. I think it's pretty much a guarantee that it's gonna get into our 10 for Best Picture, and I do think there is a pathway for it to even win. Like, it is the type of film I can see doing quite well on a preferential ballot. And yeah, if it does in fact win SAG Ensemble, that could give it a significant boost going into Oscars night. But I will say it does feel like the hype for Sing Sing has cooled down since its debut at TIFF last year. Now other films seem to be gaining momentum, like The Brutalist, Anora, or even Nickel Boys. So yeah, I do feel pretty confident saying that Sing Sing will get into Best Picture. But what else? I'm seeing a nomination for Best Adapted Screenplay, maybe cinematography for Pat Scola. The fact that it's shot on 16mm does give the film a grittier texture, but also the emphasis on natural lighting also helps the film feel more hopeful and warm. I wouldn't call the editing of this film flashy, but it is beautifully stitched together. It is well paced. I wouldn't say that Sing Sing is like a lock for editing, but if the film does manage to regain some of its momentum and adoration, I could see an editing nom for Parker Laramie. As for performances, I've already said that I think this cast is a lock for a SAG Ensemble nomination. The Screen Actors Guild love to champion the little guys, whether it's the Korean actors of Parasite who are Oscar snubbed for their performances, or the mostly deaf actors of Coda, or even the predominantly Asian cast of Everything Everywhere All at Once. They love a bit of virtue signaling, and giving SAG Ensemble to a group of mostly reformed ex-cons is just good optics. It's a win that says everybody is deserving of forgiveness and a second chance. As for individuals, I think that Clarence Maclin is a strong possibility for Best Supporting Actor. It's a very meaty supporting part, one where you can really see the growth of his character throughout the story, as well as the many different sides of who he is, okay? He's tough, he's intimidating, he's vulnerable, he's compassionate, he's funny, he's hurt. Again, it's a testament to the writing of how nuanced these characters are, because they're not just one thing, but yeah, he really does get to do it all in this film. Colman Domingo also does seem like a credible contender for Best Actor. He actually got the TIFF Tribute Performance Award for this role, and while his role as Bayard Rustin might be a more typical Oscar baity fare, I think his performance in Sing Sing is actually far more impressive, because it's such an empathetic performance. You immediately care for this character, and for a performance where you actually see his character performing, it's a very natural and restrained performance from Domingo. He's so calm and measured in this. But when Divine G does reach his breaking point, you really feel his spirit shatter. A nomination for Best Actor seems very likely, and I think there is a possibility he could win, but he does have some strong competition this year from the likes of Adrian Brody and Ray Fiennes. Could Greg Kwedar get a directing nomination? Again, it's not the showboatiest display of direction, but it is possible. I do think Sing Sing is a film that will be generally quite liked by voters, and I could see a pathway where Greg Kwedar comes along as part of Sing Sing's Oscar nominations bundle, but I don't think he's a guarantee for a director slot like Brady Corbett or Sean Baker and Denis Villeneuve. But if he does manage to get in, I won't be upset about it. The thing to remember about A24 is that they tend to pour the majority of their focus and resources into their biggest contender of that year. So this year it feels like the best pony in the race will be The Brutalist, which definitely feels like the bigger contender because it has the capacity to be nominated in far more categories than Sing Sing does. When it comes to A24's slate for this year, I could see Sing Sing being like a Past Lives of this year. You know, it gets a couple Oscar nominations, gets into Best Picture, but A24's primary focus is on the main pony in the race, which is The Brutalist, which gets substantially more Oscar nominations than Sing Sing does. But yeah, I hope Sing Sing is more of a Past Lives than it is The Iron Claw, because that movie was done dirty, okay? That deserves some Oscars recognition, and it got bagel. Any other categories? I think it has a chance for score and also sound, and I could see Sing Sing getting a nice nominations bundle, somewhere between 2 and 6 nominations. But yeah, those are my current Oscar predictions for Sing Sing. What do you guys think? How many nominations will Sing Sing get? And in what categories? We have to say, let me know in that comment section down below. Anyway, it's time to ask them 3 questions. Firstly, would I watch this again? 100%. Sing Sing is one of my favorite movies of 2024, expected to be added to the collection at some point. Question 2, do I recommend it for you guys? Absolutely. This really is such a lovely film. It's just a quiet little drama about, well, drama and its ability to help us escape, to help us feel like we belong, to inspire us, and to help heal us. The acting all around is brilliant, and it's just one of those movies that has you feeling all your feels as you watch it. At least it did for me anyway, so yeah, I highly recommend this film. And question number 3, what score do I give it out of 10? I really did enjoy this film, so I'm gonna give Sing Sing a score of 9.5 out of 10. But as always, guys, it is just one bloke's opinion. I would love to hear from you. Have you seen Sing Sing? How did it make you feel? Whatever you have to say about this movie, do let me know in that comment section down below. If you've enjoyed the video, do help me out by hitting the little thumbs up button. If you want more movie, TV, and Oscars related content, don't forget to click subscribe. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Harefield, and I'll see you next time.